decorated the tree, I baked a really yummy rice pudding, and now I thought it would be fun to do a Victorian celebration of Christmas. I don't know if you've seen some other videos about some interesting ways in which the Victorians celebrated Christmas, and today I thought I would try out 3 of the maybe more entertaining ones from what I could find. We're gonna send some questionable cards to my friends. We're gonna try out a lovely boozy punch, and we're gonna play a game that hopefully doesn't set my apartment on fire. I don't know if I would recommend it, but I really want to try playing it. So let's go. Before we dive into these Victorian Christmas traditions, I want to go over the sweater I'm wearing. This is the Rowena Sweater, one of my favorites. I loved it so much I made it in 2 colors, the only sweater I've ever reknit. I will leave a link to that in the description and a pinned comment. I am not wearing any socks today because it is quite warm. And now why don't we go ahead and light the candle for day 8. All right, what about day 8? I can't believe after today we only have 4 days left. We have persimmon. This will be fun to light a little bit later on today. The first Victorian Christmas tradition that I want to try out is sending Victorian Christmas cards. Now, I first got introduced to the quirky aesthetic of these cards by Rachel Maxey and her video, and I think that's kind of what got me down this rabbit hole previously on what was it like to celebrate Christmas in Victorian times. I got some of them printed, and my plan is right now that I am going to pick a few of them and write a few cards to my friends, to people who I think would really appreciate it. I have here the first commercially produced Christmas card in the UK, as far as I know. And I think it was done in the 1840s, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of the most reasonable, shall we say, of the Christmas cards. It just says, "A Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you." We have people sitting around drinking wine. Here we have, "May you spend a happy Christmas," of a young child greeting a flying jellyfish. I don't know what this is supposed to represent, if it's supposed to symbolize anything, or maybe if there was quite a different sense of humor at that time. This next one is possibly my favorite of the ones that I had printed, because I feel like this child's face on the postcard represents how many of us feel maybe when we are in close quarters with our loved ones around the holidays for just a little too long. So it says, "A Christmas greeting with love," although I think the child in the teapot is maybe not enjoying it quite so much. This next one is, I think they're going for cute, would be my assumption, but to me this is a little creepy. This is a happy Christmas of children of flowers. So you just have a lot of babies' heads sprouting from flowers, which to me, maybe it's cute to some, but to me it just feels very creepy. And then we have, "Here's a crow for Christmas," which I'm going to guess means like a crow, like a call for Christmas, and then they had fun with it. I personally really like the red dress on the right. It looks like a good time. Let me go write some of these and postmark them and send them off in the mail. And I hope that people will enjoy getting these. Now that some of these fun cards have been sent, I think I'm going to go and make some mulled wine next. From what I could read and understand, in the Victorian era in the UK, you still had a tradition of wassail. I didn't do a ton of research into this. I was first introduced to it by the Tudor Farm or the Green Farm, which is that show I think that the BBC did with the fantastic historians that lived in like the Tudor era and medieval times on a farm for a year. And so this tradition, as far as I know, has been around in the UK for a long time, where you create an apple cider type of drink and you toast to your apple trees and kind of thank it for the harvest. But I'm also going to put a little bit of a twist on it, because for us, I love apple cider, but the drink around the holidays is really Glühwein, which is German mulled wine. It's served with a lot of spices and it's served warm, And sometimes at the end, depending on where you get it or who makes it, you add a little bit of an extra stronger alcohol as a kick. So it's not only temperature warm, but it warms you from the inside out on these wonderful cold days. So I'm gonna go ahead and make, you know, my version. This whole holiday for me has always been a mix of traditions from where I grew up and where I ended up moving to. So now this is going to be kind of my ode to the Victorian wassail by making a glühwein to enjoy this evening. To make this glühwein, I start with a simple syrup to which I add the zest of 1 whole orange, 3 cinnamon sticks, and 20 whole cloves. If you have it, 2 star anise. I didn't find any, so I used aniseed instead and just a sprinkling of that. I let that come to a very low boil, to which I add also the juice of the orange, and I let that stir and come to a fragrant mixture. I then add 750 milliliters of a dry red wine and let that simmer for at least 20 minutes, although a few hours is better. And like I said, if you feel like it, at the very end when you're serving your glühwein, you can add a hint of a stronger liquor at the end as well. We decided not to, but we do enjoy our glühwein served warm in mugs. These mugs are from the Weihnachtsmarkts that we got over the last few years. And of course we cheers with a zum Wohl, which means to your health. I feel like anytime I make glühwein, it's a dual purpose thing, because not only do I have a delicious drink to enjoy, but the whole house smells so good. I really enjoy it. And this last activity from the Victorian Christmas traditions is going to be probably the wildest one out there. We are going to try playing a game of Snapdragon. Disclaimer here, I do not recommend that you try this game at home, because what we're doing is going to be lighting some rum on fire and then attempting to eat raisins that are also on fire. I think the game of Snapdragon it's fascinating. So from what I can tell, it's a game that's been around in England since at least the 1500s. Shakespeare references it in a few of his plays, and it's definitely still played in the Victorian times. What is the game of Snapdragon? So you take a flat plate, you put 12 raisins on it, you cover that in rum, and then you light it on fire. And then you try to eat all of the raisins as quickly as possible. This is a little bit dangerous. Let's go to my dining/kitchen area where my mom and I are going to go play a game of Snapdragon.
Nice.
Okay, ready?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Ready, set, go.
Oh,
1. Ow.
no.
2.
Oh, where did that one go? Oh, 1. Oh my god.
That 2.
Oh. Ah! Ah! No!
Sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm stupid.
Mine was too, that's why I got so scared. Okay. I think you definitely won this round. Okay. 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 1, 2, 3. Oh. Ah! Really crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Mm.
Wow. No.
Ah.
Look at this.
Ah.
It tastes good.
Oh, it tastes like. Oh.
Sweet.
Oh.
Oh. Yay! Nice.
While that was fun to play, I will say it was also really scary to see your fingers on fire when you're putting a raisin in your mouth. Again, please don't try that at home. It was a fun experiment, but man, is it potentially dangerous. I do hope that you enjoyed us trying different Victorian-inspired Christmas traditions. It was really, really fun for us, and I think that we're going to enjoy the rest of the evening drinking some more of our Glühwein and probably playing some board games, and I will see you all again for the next Craftmas video. And just as a little bit of a hint, I will be working on some more vintage winter knits, and I have the best coincidence ever coming up from that, so feel free to subscribe so that you will be notified of the next one of these that comes out, and I will see you then. Bye!